101 The Fox, Kansas City's classic rock station. Good morning. The Slacker Morning Show on the air. 576-77FX. One of the most iconic images of the summertime, for me anyway, is to have kids outside at a lemonade stand selling little cups of lemonade for whatever, projects they might be doing, whether it's scouts or, maybe they're just trying to raise money to buy some particular toy or game. But in this case, this weekend in our area, at all the Kansas City area Hy-Vee, kids are selling lemonade for a great cause. And please, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Slacker Morning Show, Ms. Susan Blowey. She's the Community Outreach Specialist for Alex's Lemonade Stand. Susan, welcome to the Slacker Morning Show.
Thank you so much. Good morning.
Tell us a little bit about the foundation and how it got started.
Alex Scott was a little girl who had neuroblastoma, which is a nasty cancer, and she was diagnosed right before her first birthday. By the time she was 4, she said, "Mom, I want to have a lemonade stand." She actually did that and raised $2,000, her very first one. She asked her mom, "Okay, what are we doing with this money?" And her mom said, "Well, we're giving it to the doctors at Children's Hospital of Philadelphia to help with your cancer." And she said, "No, I think we need to give it to all doctors to help all children everywhere who have cancer." And so it grew from there. By the time she was 8 years old, her goal was to raise $1 million, and she did that right before she died.
Wow.
So her parents couldn't give it up at that point. It was sort of had started and taken a mind of its own. We had lemonade stands all over the United States in every single state. Couldn't let it go, and it's such an underfunded type of research, pediatric cancer. So here we are. We've raised $60 million and given out over 345 research grants throughout the United States, including here at Children's Mercy Stars and at KU.
Wow, that's remarkable. That's awesome. In the studio this morning talking with Susan Blowey. She's with Alex's Lemonade Stand. The Lemonade Days will be going on Friday and Saturday. Help fight childhood cancer, one cup at a time. There's not anybody, I think, listening this morning that can't think of a child that's been in their life. Even if your kids are grown, you can think of your grandchildren or remember when your kids were a particular age, how traumatic that would be to find out that your child has been diagnosed with a pediatric cancer. I just couldn't imagine it. I feel very blessed that our daughter is, healthy, but you can help those in need just by having a nice, refreshing glass of lemonade. And thanks to the folks at Hy-Vee throughout all of Greater Kansas City, you can stop by tomorrow morning and on Saturday and buy a cup of lemonade for, whatever you'd like to donate and help out and help this cause, Alex's Lemonade Stand.
Yes, all the Hy-Vees. This will be our 10th year that Hy-Vee has allowed us to come in. They donate all the lemonade, and Manhattan, St. Joe, Lawrence as well, and Topeka.
And as we mentioned earlier, this actually is going on all around the United States, not just in our area.
Yes, this particular weekend, it's only Kansas City. We've actually raised almost $800,000 here in the 10 years we've done that. Next weekend is National Lemonade Days, and then all over the United States there'll be stands.
And the goal this year is 100,000?
100,000.
That's a lofty goal.
It is.
That's a lot of lemonade.
We can do it. Kansas City is amazingly generous, and we're very fortunate. We have over 600 volunteers, too, throughout the city.
Also in Blue Springs, I understand there's a little something extra special going on.
Yes, we're very excited. Cooper Gray is a little 5-year-old boy who has just finished treatment with Wilms tumor. And the Blue Springs Hy-Vee is actually the family that started the Alex's Lemonade Stands here in Kansas City, the Mosiers. Their little boy Jacob, who's now a sophomore, had neuroblastoma. Cooper is just finished, and they are going to honor their stand, and Ryan Suckup actually is going to come and do an interview from 1 to 3, and they're going to have lots of really neat things going on there. Lee Summit is also honoring Cooper. And then we have a stand out in Overland Park, 135th and Antioch, that's honoring a little girl, Anna, who's also going through treatment.
Well, in addition to this Friday and Saturday at all the Kansas City area Hy-Vees, you can purchase the lemonade, but there is also an opportunity later this month.
Yes, I'm real excited. The Freedom Ride is actually June 15th out of Independence, the Independence Event Center. It's a great time, and we have a lot of people, cyclists that come out and go anywhere from 20 to 85 miles. And then we also have our first annual Worlds of Fun Rubber Ducky Regatta sponsored by Hy-Vee, that's happening on June 20th. And if you go to Hy-Vee to their customer service, you can buy raffle tickets and get a little ducky.
Well, get out this weekend and buy a cup of lemonade. Help fight childhood cancer one cup at a time. Susan Blowey, thank you so much for sharing with us, and to all the kids and their parents and their families. Our prayers, our thoughts go out to them, and let's end childhood cancer.
Thank you, Slacker. Appreciate it.